Everybody loves a Cinderella story. So what are the top 5 sleeper stocks that you guys sent in to me? So I'm going to cover that in this video. So I actually asked you guys, I said, hey, what is your top sleeper stocks? And I'm going to analyze some of these charts. And so a couple ones I actually do like. And so I'm going to start with the very first one, and it is BBAI. So you got a little triangle drawn right here. There's actually a really nice trend line all the way back here from from 2024 as well that it actually hit right here. So BBAI is a very interesting company. I was looking into it a little bit, and I haven't done a lot of analysis with it. But if there is a level that makes sense for it to come into, would be something in this range of $6. And so, I mean, with such a cheap stock like this, I mean, that's a 50% return. So what I like to do a lot of the times is draw a trend line that just kind of makes sense. And this one touched, right here, right there. And so something, if the price can come back in a lot of the times, or break this little level right here, that it's kind of doing this little triangle. I think that it could definitely come up into some of these higher levels. 630 would be a really interesting target. We saw something like this recently on AAL. I mentioned it, and it went right back up, and then it just dropped. And so, this is a very interesting, this is a very interesting stock, and it could potentially go up 50% at some of these levels. So it's a really cool company. So if you guys haven't done any kind of research on it, I would definitely recommend. But this isn't really a video about, looking into the ins and outs of the video. It's kind of more about looking at the chart and, maybe some levels that make sense. So is this a buy? I think so. I think right now we could definitely see this be a buy at these levels, especially if it can break out of this. Now, if it comes back in, I would definitely continue to buy and maybe dollar cost average. And if it breaks this, I would be a little hesitant. If so, it breaks this level, comes back in and breaks this $3 level, I would definitely say if you're dollar cost averaging, maybe wait for other levels to make sense, maybe 235. But I don't know if it's going to go back down into these levels anytime soon. I really think this is this is looking pretty bullish, especially as the markets are, full of excitement right now. The next one, BULL, Webull. And so Webull has already done its breakout. And so I was actually talking about this all the way down here. Had a really nice breakout. It's coming into this trend line. It's coming into this trend line right here. And so I could see it maybe hitting this trend line. Now, if it breaks this, I definitely would recommend another a buy at this level for sure, because I think it could break that and just continue to just dominate. I mean, this is Webull is a great trading platform. They've been doing a lot of really great stuff for traders, for retail traders, and we all know about the pattern day trading rule, being eliminated. Now, all these trading platforms, it's still in effect, but it will be. They will be figuring that out soon, and so there's going to be more retail traders jumping into Webull, to Robinhood, into those kind of tickers. So keep an eye on Webull. I like it at this trend line breakout, but certainly right now, and in fact, actually check this out. This is actually doing a flag pattern. So you see that right there? That's actually a flag pattern. So if it could break this and then break this trend line, that'd be a very, very interesting play. But yeah, again, I like this. I actually really like Webull as well. So Webull would be a good buy. CEG, let's actually look at CEG. And so this is an interesting, I really don't know much about this. It's an energy stock. But just looking at the chart alone, it looks like we are coming into a trend line. And so check this big triangle. Pick out this big triangle right here. So if they can break this and hold it at this price, I definitely like it. I definitely would like it. Where are we at? Maybe about 325, 330. Certainly 330 would be a confirmation. And so I really would like that as a buy. Now, this isn't a cheap, $5, $10 stock. This is a higher stock, but this could be a sleeper stock for sure. Energy is going to get hot for sure. And I think this could definitely go back. Is that all-time highs? That would be all-time highs. Yes. So it could potentially go back to where it was at all-time highs here at 413. So that's actually a really interesting play. 25% possible move on CEG. So very nice. Thank you guys for recommending that. What is that? The third one, Firefly Space. What is that? That is I think that is FLY, correct? Firefly Aerospace. Yes, I believe that is it. And I am very big into companies like this that are involved in with satellites and space, basically space stocks. And so this just basically looking at the chart, there isn't anything that really stands out. Now this is a nice little dip. This has been a nice little dip right here. And so you could maybe do something like that. But if you like this company, yeah, absolutely. This chart doesn't scream buy to me. This doesn't scream buy at these levels. But if it does continue to hold, maybe there is a nice little trend line right here as well. If it does continue to hold that, this could definitely be a solid play. Now I'd have to definitely look into more of this of this company. But I do love long term. I really do love these space stocks. So this is definitely an interesting one. Keep an eye on. I wouldn't definitely just say put my finger on it and say, okay, buy. But it's definitely one. SoFi, I talked about this. SoFi has been a letdown. So SoFi has been a big letdown to me. I would not recommend. I mean, it's still from its recent highs. We are sitting at 54 down. We're at about 51% down right now from its all-time highs. Now will it go back to all-time highs at some point? Definitely could, but I don't love this chart. This is still a very, very weak looking chart to me. So we can even put something like that. And what I actually see here is, this could definitely be one of those, patterns like that. So I don't love SoFi right now. I was actually a bull on SoFi. I thought that there's a lot of cool stuff that it's doing, and that when it would come back into some of these levels, I thought it would just shoot right back up. It did not. So that's SoFi. Definitely don't think that is a strong buy right now. Okay, I think we got one more AUR. So let's actually look at AUR, and AUR has already gone. It's very strong the last few days here, up 50%. And this is a cheaper stock. And this is a packaging software company. Financials are not amazing. This last 6 months actually up a lot. There is a strong buy rating. Now again, this is one of those where I'm just coming in. I don't know a lot about this company. This looks very cheap, but this looks like something to me. Now this was a nice breakout. So you guys see that? That's a beautiful breakout. And you guys know I love breakout trades. And so I think the breakout has already happened though. To be honest with you, I think this breakout has already happened. So we're going to have to wait. If you would want to get into something like this right now, I would definitely wait for maybe a pullback into this zone right here. Maybe something like that. But for now, I mean, this looks pretty overextended. I mean, what a strong, look how it does this, where it just screams up and then goes right back in. So we could probably see something like that with this stock. But again, I don't know a lot. I don't know what they have done. Maybe there is some recent news about it that has came out. But again, just looking at the charts alone, and this is kind of why you have to do a little bit of both, right? So I'm kind of going into some of these stocks where I don't really know a lot about them. I know it's probably three or four of these that I know a decent amount, but for the most part, you have to do your research on. A lot of times you have to do your chart analysis and then kind of go in, look at some financial, and you don't got to go crazy with it. But when you're seeing something like this, where they're just continuing to just, lose money. Now, again, they could be growing. They definitely could be growing. But a lot of the times with a company that just, you got to have a smell test to it. And if it continues to lose on earnings and then continues to just have, and again, is there excitement about it? If there's some excitement about some of these stocks, and that's why I really like, for the most part, I really like just solid companies investing in the, you got the Googles, Meta, we got NVIDIA, those are just staples. Those are going to be around for a many, probably forever. And so those are the stocks we don't really have to do a lot of that. But when you're talking about stocks like this that are very low priced and are just not a lot of folks are watching, you definitely have to do your research on them. So again, hopefully that was a pretty interesting video, but I'll drop all the tickers. I'll drop everything on this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed some of this analysis. And I definitely think we could, some of these are great. Probably my favorite out of the entire list is BBAI. I think BBAI is a very intriguing company from what they are doing behind the scenes and what they have, what they are doing with the government. And it could be some of the stuff's a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like the guy in the sky, but they definitely have some cool things going for them. And I think they could definitely, rocket from some of those. So here very soon. So, all right, well, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you like this style, if you want me to cover more tickers, drop them in the comments. I'll cover some of the charts, and maybe we'll analyze what I like to do. What I would probably, to me, what I would like to do is maybe just do one at a time. So this, there's a big list here, and but maybe I'll cover one specific one. If I continue to see the same thing, like I saw BBAI flashing, there's a lot of folks that were just wanting to know more about this. And so again, I like this chart, and I think this could definitely go up here in the near term. All right, see you guys.